Hey, boss. Hey, how are you today? It's your girl, LaShanda here, aka SistaSense. Always excited to share things you can do to work on your money, your marketing, and your sales goals to your strategy and intention. So today I have some amazing business besties to share with you. Don McCoy is back once again, and the amazing Denise Sumter. So together we can talk about collaborations and accountability partnerships that work. So if you guys are looking to get more productive, if you are looking to really get more done, and you're hoping that you can work on accountability, I hope you're excited about the session for today. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Number one, tag some of your business besties who want to learn about productivity, getting more done, and accountability too. And of course, I encourage you to share this out because that's what it's all about. Sharing is caring. So let me bring my amazing ladies into the virtual building so you guys can see us all together. Hi, ladies.
Hello, how are
Excited to have
you?
you here. So let's kick things off with a little "This is me" in 60 seconds introduction. Denise, I'll let you go first, and then Dawn. So just let everybody know who you are and what you do.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for having me, LaShanda. Yes, as you said, I'm Denise Sumter. I am a grounded personal leadership expert and the founder of the Make a Difference Foundation. I studied sociology at the University of Suriname. I also did basic life skills in the University of West Indies in Cave Hill. And I made it my mission to empower women to dare to visualize huge dreams and then take the little steps to get there to make their difference in life.
Empowering women. I think leadership and empowering women is something that we all have in common. I'm super excited to have you here, and I can't wait for us to dig into these accountability conversations today. Dawn, let the ladies and the gents know more about you. I mean, you've been here before, but of course, it's always good to introduce yourself.
I'm glad to be back, and thank you for having me. I'm excited because, as you said, we all have in common leadership development. I have been doing better part of 3 decades leadership as a practitioner, but also as someone who's been a mentor, advocate, and coach. And being able to be that coach, that role of being able to support people with their leadership development journey. And so what does that look like? I help people specifically with their development strategies, making sure to outline what they need to do, helping organizations and small nonprofit organizations and government agencies. And then finally, the work that I have done for years in the nonprofit space as a nonprofit executive and in a prior role as a community advocate, parent advocate, I just brought everything in my toolkit to the table to help people really develop overall. So I'm excited to be here.
Love it. Love it. So, ladies, the first thing that I want us to do is to just kind of first talk about where this all came from. So, I have the SistaSense community, and I've got the 5-Figure Focus program right now. Both Dawn and Denise are active participants in 5-Figure Focus, really figuring out what we all can do to be better entrepreneurs and sharing my strategies. But I always say that every single individual is an expert in their own right? So, really bringing out those amazing parts, not just me sharing, but also connecting. So as part of 5-Figure Focus, every single participant is encouraged to have a project partner. And Dawn and Denise have been working together so amazingly. Together, they brainstormed having a session on accountability, and not just accountability, but accountability that works. So can you touch on that, Denise, why you and I know Dawn and as well, you all decided to have that conversation about accountability partnerships and creating the ones that actually work versus the ones that don't?
First of all, I want to thank you to have us in the FFF program because that has helped me very much to progress in my business. With the whole Corona thing, I was like, I needed help. And then I reached out to you. Actually, I didn't really look at what was the training all about. I knew I needed to put myself in a place. I needed to come closer to you. So that was it. And then we had the opportunity to find an accountability partner. And as I was going through the participants, I saw someone who did something about leadership. So then I reached out to her immediately. So the first thing is the matching. The matching is very important. And I
Mm-hmm.
think one of the things that clicked with us right away was the theme of leadership, because I'm doing leadership from the inside out and she's doing leadership. So I think that's a very important part in this whole accountability partnership, that it worked so well.
I love that. And we're definitely going to go through different tips and recommendations that each of you have when it comes to collaborations and working with accountability. Now, what I want to touch on before we even get there is, where do you find, and Dawn, you can answer this, and Denise, you can answer this as well. Where do you find people either struggle with accountability or it doesn't quite work out the way they intended it to?
Mhm. I think people have bigger goals than they intend, and they don't really take it as a piece by piece approach. I think what I really love about the way that Denise and I have worked well together is that we did it on multiple levels. We didn't just say, "How's it going this week?" We made sure to check in about specific and measurable goals and making sure we were achieving those. Even though we didn't meet the goals, sometimes we were able to say, well, what can I do to help you? And so the second way is also to make sure that it's not just sort of one big giant goal, reach for everything. What is attainable for the things that we have going on? We're both very actively involved in our groups and our communities. And so to look at, hey, it's going to be a rough week this week, she said, with the pandemic or different types of things happening. So really
Yeah.
need to balance that out.
Yeah.
I think that's such a good point. Both looking at the two things that, well, you said being in a place where you've got these giant goals, right? And I think a lot of people also are in spaces where they're asking general questions like, well, how are you? How are things going? Right. And you said you got to be specific. And I think that's important. So when we talk about checking in with people, it's not just, that blanket walking down the street. How you doing? I'm good. Really being specific and clear, really being thoughtful so that both partners, or even multiple, because there are a few ladies in the 5-figure focus program that have 2 or 3 people working together, being in a space where you're very, very specific. It's not these big giant things or general questions, really specific and thoughtful about the interaction that you have together. So let's continue that with Denise sharing. And I know that you guys both have tips that you want to share. Just jump in wherever you feel like accountability recommendations and tips and strategies, wherever you feel like you want to start sharing first.
Well, what I want to add to this point is the awareness. You need to know that success is, you need each other to be successful. So you need to be aware that you're in a group, but that it's important to connect with someone to be successful. Once you're aware that we need each other, based on that awareness, you know how important it is to invest in the partnership that you have with the other person.
That's powerful because, we are in spaces where we know we need the information, right? We need the direction, but we need the connection also, right? And I find that I always say to people, get your ASK, get your ask in gear, right? Sometimes people are quiet and they're looking and they're listening and they're lurking, but they're not making genuine connections. And so many emotional things are happening in the background of their lives that may be causing them to pause or to pull back and not really accomplish what they want to in whatever program or goal or vision they're trying to accomplish as entrepreneurs or just as adults in general, which is why that extra space, right? That extra connection with people. So you can really be like, look, I may not tell you everything, but this is what's going on right now. I think that that's helpful. So I love that you shared that.
And also the personality, it doesn't matter, because you have some people who the type that really has to be around a lot of people, but then you have the other type that is more introvert. They don't want to really to interact with other people, but it doesn't matter if you're one or the other. At times it's important to connect. So once you're aware of that, then it works.
So I know I'm an introvert. Are you two introverts, extroverts, little half and half?
Me here, yeah.
But more the introvert part.
I classify myself in the social introvert category, but I think I don't know if this is a term, but I want to say virtual introvert because I'm like, social virtual. I can be social virtually, but not really in person. And you guys watching, feel free to let us know what kind of person you are. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Are you like a social virtual introvert like myself? And where do you fall on the accountability spectrum? Do you find that you are good working alone? Do you like looking for individuals that you can work with? And by the way, feel free to make sure that if you are in the SistaSense community, you're proactively going in there and saying, hey, I would love to have an accountability partner if that's something that you would like as well. So I'm going to throw it back at you guys. Feel free, Dawn or Denise, to keep on keeping on and share those awesome accountability recommendations.
Yeah, I might add, collaboration is key, because I know that there were so many ways that we could have jumped at the tasks that we had to do each week, and not to look at it as like overwhelming. Certainly I had my moments of overwhelm, true, transparent moment here, but to be able to talk with Denise and say, no, I don't understand this, or how are you approaching this? And to really collaborate to help each other along, because sometimes you may have, just like good old fashioned days in school, you hear a message and someone hears it a different way, and you're trying to make sure you grasp what you need to take away from it and then how to implement. And so sharing our ideas, we collaborate on, well, this is what I'm doing this week. Well, I'm only doing this, and level 1, level 2, and being able to really compare, but being able to help each other, not in a competition way, but in a helpful, supportive, nurturing way.
I love that. So feel free, guys, to keep track of the different recommendations that we're talking about today when it comes to accountability partnerships that work. Having something in common. I believe that both ladies are in leadership, so that was common. Number 1, some sort of common ground, making clear connections. Number 2, and collaborations as well. Number 3. If I missed anything, ladies, feel free to let me know.
The psychology is also very important, meaning the mindset. I've noticed when Dawn comes in, is always positive. If I'm saying, well, I don't know how I did, she always knocks me with some positive empowerment. So I think the positivity, the attitude is very important. The mindset is very important, to be very positive, very encouraging, and that helps. So that you always you long for that moment of meeting your accountability partner, because there will be encouragement there.
Now, let me ask you guys, okay? I'm going to be a little bit of devil's advocate here, because positivity is wonderful. It is. But what about criticism, or constructive criticism, or, helpful pushes when somebody wants to push back? Have you had any of those moments where you gave any constructive criticism or a little bit of a push in a good way?
I think both of us. No, it's not all been cheery and flowers. I think certainly we've had our moments where we have different approaches to some of the approach, like even doing live streaming, or being able to update certain social media and types of things. And so different strategies that we have implemented. So it hasn't always been cheery and roses, but not to be overly. It's a sandwich approach of saying, hey, I would suggest you do this, and here's some constructive feedback, and to be able to receive that and to share it, and then to talk about, well, I can't wait to see you at the next program to share. We kept up our own communication, so our own IM conversations. We kept up with email conversation. We checked in on each other's documentation. And then finally, we had check-ins through calls or Zoom calls. So we've done kind of across the gamut of ways to stay in touch.
Definitely.
So making sure that whatever worked, you worked it. If you could do a Zoom or an email or a messenger, whatever you could do to make sure you were staying connected and checking in, that's important. I find that some people say, I want an accountability partner, and they start, but then that fire fizzles. And I'm really amazed that you guys have been really proactive about making sure that balance of checking in has been a big part of the process. So you talked about psychology. What are some other things that we need to keep in mind?
Well, one of the things is the why. You need to know why you are in the accountability partnership, and you need to address it to the other person. so that at times when you might forget why, then your accountability partner, in this case Dawn, reminds me of why I am doing this. So it's important for yourself to know why are you doing this. Definitely it is to reach a particular goal, but it's good to express it to the partner so that your accountability partner knows what your why is, and that can help keep you motivated.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. You kept me motivated. Thank you. And likewise.
It's important because sometimes we forget, right? Mm-hmm. We forget and we're like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. And you need that person to be like, remember why you're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And also we do so many things. I realize that we as women, we do so many things. So in the midst of all of that, you can indeed forget.
Absolutely. So I'm going to just pop into the chat section here. Let me see if I have my glasses close by. I don't. I'm as blind as a bat. Just to see what you guys are saying here. Lemoria says ambiverts. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to have to look that one up.
That's the extrovert introvert together.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. I
didn't know what it was. I've heard it before. I have mine.
Hey, Levon. Good to see you here, my dear. Welcome. Millie Miracle says, good afternoon. Good to see you as well. Guys, feel free to share this out or tag some business besties who would like to learn about accountability. Now, I'm just kind of looking here just to see who is in the building with us. Hey, Fatima. Welcome. Millie Miracle says, wow, that is awesome. Powerful to see accountability collaborations blossom. Yes, always important to see that accountability. Transparency. I love that, having common ground, having proper mindset. I'm a social introvert too. Love it. Hey, Kay Janelle. Awesome to see you here, my dear. Good stuff. So y'all continue to share, jump in here, tag some business besties who would like to learn about some accountability recommendations when it comes to being proactive and working with partnerships. So feel free again, ladies, to continue to share your amazingness, your amazing tips and recommendations.
I would add that as you shared that, I recall that we talked about clear timelines. So we did not have a misunderstanding about what were the timelines. We needed to finish our projects within a specific time frame. And we both held each other like, okay, it's Wednesday. How you doing? Are you done? It's Saturday night. Did you finish your homework? And so really making sure we kept each other moving and motivated, but that we were clear about what the deadline was or the checkpoint to make sure if it was midweek, hey, nudge me by Tuesday. I love that Denise would send me a note. Okay, if you haven't heard from me or if I haven't talked to you, we need to talk. We need to make sure. And likewise, I said, okay, I need to go do this thing with the family, but I'll be right back. And so I really love that we really had clear expectations and timeframes.
Good stuff. So keep it on, ladies.
Another thing is you have the brain dump document that works very powerful. It's good to have a notebook, or you have a documentation, because that is the document that we use as a basis to have our conversations. So that's a very good, powerful thing to have written down so that everybody knows who is doing what. But the fact that it's written down, and also we can write in each other's brain dump document. So it is very helpful. It gives clarity. But the fact that we have a document has been very brilliant for you to put it into the FFF program.
I love that you mentioned that. For those of you who are not aware or not in the program, first and foremost, my 5-figure focus program, it's 12 weeks. We're wrapping up the last week, but you can certainly access all 12 weeks if you would like to participate over at SistaSense.com/5, FIVE. And one of the things that I initiated in the very beginning was the brain dump document, simply a Google Doc. So every week when we go through assignments, everyone could post their questions, their P's, their Q's, and their C's, as I like to say, their progress, their questions, and their challenges based on what we're doing on a weekly basis. It's great to use Google Docs because number one, it's easy for you to track what you're doing. It's easy for you to share it with me. But then also, as Denise and Dawn are strategically sharing their brain dump documents with each other, it's a great way to clearly show somebody what you're working on, right? Where you are and where you feel like you need help and direction. So I just kind of wanted to, for those of you who are not familiar with the brain dump documents that we're doing as part of 5-Figure Focus, just define that for you.
Yep, I think with the brain dump document, it was really helpful because we could do checkpoints going back weeks and be able to say, what did we talk about 4 weeks ago? Or what do we need to talk about next week? And it really helped us stay on point and focused, because a lot of times as an entrepreneur, you can have so many things going on inside your business, external to your business, and right now globally in the world. And so you're looking around and going, oh my goodness, where am I? And to get centered and focused, I really love that we were able to drill down and go, okay, wait, back 2 weeks. Let's go back and look at that. Or how did you do last week? And what about next week? And so the clarity that came from it just really was bar none for me. So his accountability has been remarkable.
And also the fun. Dawn is very funny. So when we talk and then we have our laughs. I love that.
I'm very serious.
Yeah, this is.
It's important. I mean, you know, it's fun. I when I get on the phone with my business besties, I mean, it can be 10 minutes or 10 hours, literally. It could be like, look, the babies need to be fed. I need to get up and pee. I mean, you know, when you're talking to somebody else who gets you and is as committed to entrepreneurship as you are, there is a lot of fun, and energetically, it can just kind of, you know, help you decompress from everything else that might be going on in your life, right? Just to be able to connect with somebody else who gets it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. This is a get it moment, got it moment.
Absolutely. Millie Miracle says here, she says, clear expectations plus writing a timeline, your brain dump document, great way to boost accountability. Absolutely. Definitely want to make sure that we are enjoying reminiscing about the experience, because we still have one more week left of lives in 5-Figure Focus, but being able to give you guys very, very specific I know you guys are like, you know, I always have something else coming. I always have something else in the pipeline for you, right? But for those of you who have missed 5-Figure Focus, you can definitely learn more about it once again over at SistaSense.com/5. And of course, what's great about creating relationships with people is that even if the program ends, the relationship doesn't have to, right? You can continue to work with and sustain those relationships. So being able to share with you guys very specific strategies that worked for both Denise and Dawn, I'm excited to continue that. So ladies, did we miss anything? Do you have anything else that you want to share?
Denise?
I think we said it all. We covered it all.
Now,
I think that one thing I would add is
everything. Did I miss something? What did you guys say? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was saying, I think the one thing is camaraderie. You know, we're very, as you can see, conciliatory with each other, and we build a bond and a real a mutual appreciation for each other's work, but also of our style and approach. And so that's something you don't learn being in your business sometimes for yourself without having outside collaboration. And so the idea of being able to broaden your scope and be able to have that camaraderie to say, wow, this week I'm really struggling with this, or this week I had this terrific accomplishment, and to be able to share that. And I think that's a special bond, as you said, that will transcend the program itself. But being able to have that accountability ongoing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The wins, the challenges, everything's in between. P's, Q's, and C's, as I say, your progress, your questions, and your challenges, right? So let's do a couple of things. Number one, if you both as individuals can recap the 3 to 5 recommendations that you individually shared, that's the first thing that we can do.
Sure. I'd like to make sure that people talk about collaboration, to have clarity and to be able to have consistency with whatever forms of check-in, whatever methods of check-in or frequency of check-in, that really is very, very vital. So I would encourage people to think about when they're doing any project or any task or building out to have accountability.
Write those down, y'all. This is some good stuff. Denise?
Well, the matching is very important. The first conversation is very important to find common ground. In our case, it was leadership. Furthermore, the psychology, your mindset, coming into with a positive mindset, but also encouraging. That's also very important. The documentation, to have a notebook where you can write everything down, and also to hold each other accountable. And also the fun. It's good to keep the fun in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I love it. Lemoria says, I like the documentation. Good stuff. Hey, Chalet. I want to say Chalet. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Okay.
That's Stanky Productions. Awesome to see you here as well. People mispronounce my name all the time, so hopefully I said it correctly, Chalet. But good to see you here as well. Awesome. Glad that you're enjoying the great advice, and we had an opportunity to check in via email. As always, you guys, if you ever needed to check in with me, you can always email sistasense@gmail.com. But of course, I want to make sure that you can stay connected to these amazing ladies as well. So Denise, let them know how they can stay connected and find you. And then, of course, Miss Dawn McCoy.
My website is denisesumter.com, so you can go to the contact to send me a message.
And on social media?
On Facebook, Denise Sumter, or the page Next Level Lady Professionals and Entrepreneurs.
Awesome. And I can be found on the web at flourishleadership.com. That's flourish, FLOURISH, leadership.com. And follow me across social at Dawn McCoy Books, Instagram, Facebook, and all the rest. So I'm so excited to share and connect with folks.
Love it, love it, love it. Make sure that you guys are staying connected with Denise and Dawn. And of course, hopefully you're in the SistaSense community so that you can see not only myself, but these lovely ladies, because as part of the community, not only am I there, but other mentees and participants are critiquing, reviewing, recommending, and sharing, because that's what the circle is all about, right? And as always, you can go to sistasense.com if you want to check out and see what I've got over there for you. But I want to make sure that these ladies can share their good too. So your Ignite offer, your good, where's the link to download that, Dawn, if you could share that?
Yes, the Ignite Your Leadership complimentary guide to getting started, getting mobilized, energized can be found at flourishleadership.com/ignite. So IGNITE.
Awesome. And ladies, once we're wrapping up for today, if you can go on the social media platforms and just where you can, though, like on Facebook, and I believe on YouTube, you can drop into the comment box the link so that you could share it there as well. And I'll see if I can remember to do that too, just so we can make sure. So say that link one more time, Dawn.
Sure. That's flourishleadership.com/ignite. So FLOURISH leadership.com/IGNITE. Ignite.
And just tell us a little bit about Ignite.
Oh, yes, absolutely. The Ignite Your Leadership is a complimentary guide that is a comprehensive, if you will, tool to help people get started in their leadership journey. It includes some worksheets and some practical exercises to outline how people can make sure they are getting along that way, or maybe restarting what they're doing. So it's really a comprehensive tool overall for people who are current or aspiring leaders to make sure that they're doing all that they can to get there. And so I included some accountability pieces that are in there, and actually have some leadership worksheets, accountability worksheets on my website. So people can go out to flourishleadership.com to get those. But the Ignite Guide is the comprehensive tool.
For those of you who need a little bit of extra accountability, Dawn has got that for you. Okay, so make sure you take a look. Denise, anything else that you want to share, or let them know how to, again, get some amazing information over on your website?
Yes, on denisesumter.com/shop AP, there is an accountability partnerships booklet. When you go to the shop, then I can contact you for more information.
Awesome. And Denise has a booklet specifically on accountability partnerships. She was the brain mastermind around talking about why they're important and how to make them work, especially for those who've tried before and they haven't necessarily worked out or panned out the way you wanted them to. So I'm super excited about not only continuing to share my recommendations with you, but to be able to share amazing experts like Denise and Dawn, their leadership and their love of helping other women entrepreneurs do what they need to do to grow up, glow up, and share their amazingness inside of the world, just like you want to do. So I'm excited about, again, having them come back on, because I'm going to have them come back on to share some other recommendations with you guys as well. So we're done for today, but I have one question for you guys. Okay. Keeping it light, keeping it love, keeping it fun. What is one thing? What's one fun thing that you personally have enjoyed doing recently? Random fun thing.
Throwing water balloons with my son. A good old-fashioned water balloon fight.
I love it. I love it. I have a boy too, but I miss, how old is your son? Because he's younger than mine, right?
9 years old. So we had a good time with the water balloons. I got stopped.
Mine's is 13 going on like 34. So he don't want to do little stuff with me anymore. I miss 9.
And Denise, your son is
like, Mom, no. I'm like, let's watch some cartoons. I don't watch cartoons, Mom. I don't know. I'm just like, what happened? Water balloon fights. Okay. Food for thought.
Well,
Denise, what about you?
Mine was driving in the car today with the music very loud, and I'm enjoying the music like that. With the everything was what do you call it? Hoe zeg je alles was there?
You were jamming.
I love it, because you know what's funny about that? You know, I feel like the 20s was the club time for me. Right now, the car is my club. I feel like you hit a certain age where your car becomes your club, and you turn up the music and you do all kinds of dances in your car.
So
right.
cool.
That's the moment I had today.
Right? And you have to wait on somebody's line to go to a club at 2 o'clock in the morning. You just go in your car whenever you need to turn up the music and go crazy. Yes. Yes.
It's great.
I have to agree with you. Being in my car is pretty fun as well. And I am obsessed with, I know Denise is in Suriname, but I'm in the States, we've got Dollar Trees, and I'm obsessed with Dollar Tree. And that's my thing, going to the dollar store. So I watch YouTube videos of people doing all of these crafty, amazing things with things that they find at the Dollar Tree. And I sit there and I watch those videos, and then I run to the Dollar Tree, and then I buy the things, and I don't do the crafts. But I still obsess about that, because you know, where you have that creative part of you, outside of what you do to make money, you got to do some things to have fun too. So I love watching Dollar Tree videos, and then running to the Dollar Tree to see if mine has all of those local things. But yeah, lots of fun in the car. So thank you so much, ladies, for being here. As always, I appreciate you. Let's see here. That Stanky Production says, I miss my little girls too. They're 22 and 19. Aw, yeah, they grow up way too fast. They grow up way too fast for me. You know, and I can't believe he's 13 and he looks like he's 23 because he's super tall now. It's just crazy. But I know you guys have a lot to do. Mwah. I appreciate you. Again, thank you so much for coming on. And we'll be back. We'll be back another time, y'all. So take care. Have a great day. Mwah. Bye, guys.
Thanks for having us. Bye.